Hi, I'm Elise Buchheit, a program specialist with the Columbia Office of Cultural Affairs. Thanks for joining us again for Arts Focus. I'm here today with Jay MacLellan, the Director of Public Relations and Corporate Training for Shelter Insurance. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, Shelter Insurance has worked with our office before with the Columbia Values Diversity Celebration. I know your people are on boards and commissions all across town, and you're also very involved in charity work and scholarships. Why is that so important to you at Shelter Insurance?
Sure. So I think being involved in the community has kind of been in the fabric of Shelter Insurance for a number of years. And even more recently, we have kind of what we call our four-legged stool. And one of those legs of the stool is being involved in the community, being a good community steward. And so we do a lot of different things within the community. So, you mentioned the annual diversity breakfast. We do attend that, and that's a big focus for us at Shelter. And in fact, at this most recent breakfast back in January, we had two employees that were named as individual award winners, Stacy Smith and Brian Jones. So they're involved heavily in the community with the diversity and inclusion effort, and we are too, and some of the things that we're doing at Shelter. So a lot going on there. You also mentioned the community. We do get involved with a number of different things, and we've got employees that are on a number of different boards. I won't even start to say which ones, but we have a lot of people that are involved. And then you throw in the food bank, and we have folks that go over to the food bank monthly. In fact, they've named a room for Shelter, I think, based on money that we've given, but also the amount of people that have gone over there to support and do things there. And so just a lot of opportunities for us to be involved in the community, do things, be on boards, and various things just to give back to the great city that we all live in here locally.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you don't just stop there at charity. You also do some community events, and we've got the upcoming Concert in the Garden series. Right. This is year 42.
42.
Wow. How did it get started?
It was one of those things where you go back and you look at old movies and you think about communities where they had these concerts and the nostalgia really that comes from it. And so it was there to kind of evoke that feeling. And so our concert series did start 42 years ago, and it's coming up this coming Saturday, or Sunday, June 10th. And we have 6 different concerts. We take the week off there right after the 4th and have a break, a little intermission, I guess, if you want to call it that. But we do have 6 different folks, groups that come in, and they're kind of wide-ranging, all the way from the symphony to bands that do top 40 and funk and Motown and jazz and soul and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of something for everybody in the community, and a lot of fun to get out in our garden, enjoy hopefully some decent evenings out there, and watch the music, and take your lawn chair. Sit on a blanket and just enjoy some music for a good hour and a half, and enjoy the scenery that's in the garden as well.
Yeah, it's a great venue for it, and you got a lot of room for people to come together. So you said this Sunday we start off with who's coming?
So on June 10th we have Planet Jazz coming in. Of course, their big focus is jazz and reggae, swing, and those kinds of things that they do. And so that'll be the first week. Then on the 17th. Father's Day, you've got the Missouri Symphony Society. They're well known here in town and for what they offer, and really trying to introduce people to the culture of classical music and those kinds of things. Week after that is the Columbia Community Band, and that's June 24th. And again, this is a group of volunteer musicians that get involved with that band, and a lot of fun to listen to them and kind of hear what they have. July 1st will be the intermission. That'll be kind of the break. You got the 4th coming up, so people traveling and those kinds of things, so that's typical for our schedule. On July 8th, then, we have the Norm Rubling Band, funk, rock, soul, that kind of feel, and that bit that they bring. A lot of people that enjoy watching them, and they'll be out in the series as well. And then July 15th, Sea Rock City. They're going to be out there, and then they offer music from the 60s and 70s. So again, I mentioned that you got a lot of different things that people, a
whole
wide
lot of
range
different genres.
of genres that people can listen to and enjoy. And so you go out each week and you're going to hear something different. And then it'll wrap up on July 22nd. Comic Book Society will be out there, and they do some top 40 Motown, that kind of thing, and a lot of fun. They had their swan song, so to speak, last year, and they've decided to do one more year, and they're going to be out there, and I think they'll be around town a little bit throughout the summer, but they're gonna kind of wrap up the series for us there on July 22nd.
All right, so starting June 10th through July 22nd,
Correct.
We're off on July 1st.
That's
and
correct.
That's Sundays at 7.
Sundays at 7. It's free. So come out, bring a lawn chair, as I mentioned earlier, bring a blanket, come out, enjoy. And one thing I want to mention is we're going to go through some construction this summer out there at Shelter. And so when you come off of Ash Street, that's going to be a little more difficult to get there. So we really would ask people if you could come from Broadway on the south side of the garden, park in that lot there, and then there's a new south entrance that we're going to direct people to, and use that to get into the garden.
And I'm sure they can still take their bikes down
Absolutely.
and ride down and just avoid parking mess completely.
That's very true. You know, that's a good point, because we have our fountain, we have the garden, we have all these things that we do in the community and offer in the community. There is a sense of community around Shelter, the neighborhoods and all those things that's around there. So yes, walk, bring your bike, get there that way and enjoy yourself and enjoy the weather, and that sense of community you can get out of it.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else coming up for Shelter that we should know about and let people plan ahead for?
You know, that's kind of what's big now. I will tell you, there are a couple other bigger events that we do throughout the year, and we just had our fountain celebration, and so we turn on the fountain for the better part of the summer and then into the fall and even into winter. It'll go until it can handle the weather as it gets colder, and so we usually allow it to go on until late November, maybe even early December. But then that also takes us to our tree lighting, which is again another kind of iconic event in the community where the holiday season is upon us. We have that big tree that we put up with lights and ornaments and everything, and so we'll do that here at the end of November, and I believe that date is November 30th. So lots of different events to kind of kick off different seasons and those kinds of things here in Columbia.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I know we appreciate you guys bringing this cultural event, this series, and also for your continued support of the diversity celebration.
Absolutely.
And we're just glad to have you as a partner here in town.
Thank you. It's good to give back and be involved as much as we can. And so our employees enjoy that. We do what we can.
Awesome. That's all we have for this segment of Arts Focus. Thanks for joining us.